So you wanna be a picture book writer, then you gotta write picture books. And you're gonna need a bucket load of bright ideas for titles, plots, and hooks. If you're partial to prose or you're raring to rhyme, then repeat after me, it's a challenge, but I'm gonna tackle each story 1 month at a time with 12 by 12.
I will tell you, though, that as an editor, when I get manuscripts feel, there are 3 things that I notice right away. One is emotion, one is voice, and the other is character development. And probably in that order, because I want to be drawn in. How I work is I say to writers, how do you want readers to feel when they pick up your story? When they read those first lines, those first pages, how do you want them to feel as you bring them in? And when they leave your story, how do you want them to feel? I feel that is just as important, because when they close that book, are they going to want to read it again? Are they going to want to recommend it? Are they going to carry it around till the cover is worn and dry and the pages are bent up and crinkled? And do they sleep with it under their pillow? Do they hide in the middle of the night when they're supposed to be sleeping with a flashlight because they just have to experience that character, be with that character one more time before they go to bed, even though they already know the story, but they want to experience it again? So I ask you to ask yourself those 2 things, even when you're reading. And I suggest that you read lots and lots of picture books from everywhere, by everyone. And yes, judge them. Think about what you like about them, what you don't like about them, where you might have done something differently. It doesn't mean that someone else out there is not going to like it. Could be a bestseller and maybe it just doesn't sit with you like it sits with everyone else. But I always feel that you need to know those things in order to find out where you want to go, what you want to contribute to this market and to the readers that you hope to entertain. So let's talk about emotion. Emotion is a part of being human. It's, I believe, what makes us human. And it's how we communicate with each other. It's what happens when we can't form the right words. It's what happens in response to words or an action from something or someone else. Whether we're ignoring each other, we're yelling, we're screaming, we're smiling, we're hugging, we're jumping up and down, cheering. It's the way we express ourselves. And as you can see, it's not only through your voice, but also physical too. So think about that, as well when you're creating your character, how they might behave, both physical and voice-wise. Sometimes writers, they concentrate so much on dialogue that they forget the physical aspect. They forget the silence in the room, which can be just as strong as a shout or a yell or a scream, depending on your story and who your character is, or who your character and the characters around them are. Most of us learn, though, to control our emotions as we grow up. Our brain develops and we learn how to control them in certain situations. But as we grow up, things that happen to us in our childhood, sometimes that we've blocked away, can make us be expressive in a way that we might not want to be expressive, or just the opposite. It could be both sides, either good or not so good. And in adulthood, many of us, we search for why is that, and learn how to continue to learn how to grow as we search for those answers. And it causes us to get stuck. So it's the same with your character. The only thing is they've only had a limited amount of experience on this earth, the children you're writing for. And maybe they've seen different situations. They're sponges, they're taking it all in. But then some of that is already inside of them, and they're reacting and responding and doing, depending on what it is that motivates them or what they want. And they're learning not to be selfish. Maybe some are too giving. There's all of these things that you want to work with. But in order to create a well rounded character, you must know and put your character in situations and consider their backstory, depending on how old they are, to find out who they really are. You want to create characters that jump off the page, and you do that through emotion. I believe when you can connect with the heart of the reader, and as we know, the buyer as well. And picture books are made to be read to the child. So you have this parent and child experience as well. The child will get something from this book on their own, but it becomes a conversation. And a really great picture book, I think, works on both levels, works on many levels, has many layers.
Together, so never you fear. It's a handy little way to help you kick into gear. You're amazing, exciting. Look out, 'cause you're writing 12 by 12. 12 manuscripts. 12 by 12. 12 picture books. 12